Good gaming, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Actor, and today we're gonna watch some Noob play cEDH. So this was played in the Extra Life event in October? I don't remember if it's October or November. Doesn't really matter anyway. Thank you everyone. Quick shout out to my sponsor. I am sponsored by myself, cEDH Canada. We are trying to spread out the message across the country. Also, we have a pairing software that is doing the Areruya system and the German modification to that system that we are calling ELO. Come and see it. Of course, we don't have the visibility of Top Deck, but we have a pretty good software. So if you, of course, also please like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm. Whenever somebody gives a thumbs up or leave a comment, I'll be happy to give you an answer. In today's game, we've got in turn order Kinnan Vivi Zirda and Kefka. Kinnan still one of the best deck. Of course, Blue Farm took a hit because of Jewel Lotus. Some will say Rock T. Some still say that Blue Farm is still there. Chrome was there for the color, not necessarily because it was good. He was a card advantage, but it wasn't that super. Wasn't you didn't play Blue Farm for Chrome. Kinnan, of course, is everything that taps mana that is not a land makes an extra mana. Of course, Badger Mold Cub is good because it is a mini Kinnan, and Kinnan will play a bunch of dorks, bunch of Signet, Talisman, Chromux, stuff like that. Make a bunch of mana, flip, or just try and go get Thrasios to draw a bunch of card. Right after we've got Vivi. Vivi is a somewhat turbo deck. You want Vivi, you want to cast cantrip spell, and then as much as you do, the more you do cantrip, the more you get Vivi up in power, and he has 0 make X mana for the power he has, so that is actually super good. I don't know how he kills. I'd have to say maybe when you don't put a ton of spell, I'm pretty sure it's going to be easy. I'd have to say most probably maybe Torkoal is in the deck, but I'm pretty sure the pings are in and of itself a kill line. Zirda is a super turbo deck. Zirda gives -2 colorless for all activated ability, just like Training Grounds, but it doesn't go below 1. So of course, if you know Kinnan Basalt taps for 4, untaps for 3. Well, Zirda is the same. Taps for 3, untap for 1. You can go infinite. Pretty much any Grim Basalt. I don't remember if there's any more. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. Don't need much, and you can win the game. Right after, in last location, Kefka. Kefka is a menace because you cannot say, I'll play this and next turn I will play that. Especially if Kefka may be cast. And recently I've seen Kefka cast into Lightning Greaves, into attack. So on the first turn he comes in, you discard 2 cards, and they get to draw 4, 5, 6 maybe. So it is extremely powerful, extremely annoying, but hey, since when did we get a commander that is doing discard stuff that is that good? Never happened, unless we get maybe something in the future. Mill deck could be coming back. I would love to see a mill deck in commander. The problem with that is you feed your opponent's Underworld Breach, so the only way you could do a mill deck is to get white and get Rest in Peace, or anything that stops people from casting spell from graveyard, or stuff that grab stuff from the graveyard, like Soulless Jailer. Who knows? We'll see. Pre-games are called, mulligans are done. Let me turn the sound of that game in Kinnan going down to 6. No pregame for anyone. Mana Confluence into Delighted Outling. Goes into Petal. River Fire Surge into a Soul Ring. Petal right after. 1-2-3 Ristic. Seems like it wasn't that lucky. Oh, Mishra's Workshop. Soul Ring into a Talisman. Yo, Key. So Soul Ring to cast for 2, cast Key for 1, use 1 for the key to untap Soul Ring. Okay. Hoping is gonna do something after that. 1 Raggy. That is something. So no Kinnan if there is no life total. I will not do the maths to make sure that everybody follow along with me, because if I'm not following, nobody else will. Vivi is still remembering the last game he did with Ragavan, where Ragavan hit him 4 times and he lost his Chromux, and it was Chromux and 3 lands or something like that. Volcanic into Petal into Norman? Look at that, I was right, it is Norman Osborn. 2 for Kinnan after dropping a Bolt land. 1-2. Springleaf passes. So now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana turn. Soul Ring into Talisman of Creativity. 1, 2, 3, 4 Vivi. So now everyone has a blocker. Mishra's Bauble. Everybody lose 1, he gets a +1/+1. So now the name of the game for Vivi is emptying his hand. Personal Tutor for Vivi. Personal Tutor, if I remember correctly, it's a sorcery that puts a sorcery on top of your library. Not something we see often. Search your library for a sorcery card, reveal it, then shuffle and put that card on top. Yo, it was only printed in Portal and Commander Master after, but this is why we've never seen it before. Zirda Bloodstained Mire into a Plateau. I wish I would play some decks with only 2 colors. Well, can't complain. I'm playing Magda, which is mono red, and I'm playing Rocco, which is Naya. Ragavan swinging into Kinnan. So Ragavan dropped the Wandering Archaic. You may hear me differently. I had to auto gain because I made too much noise. 1, 2, 3, 4. What? Casting Wandering Archaic with... Whoa. So he was able to pay 5. So Soul Ring for 2. Remove 1 for the rock. Remove 1 for the key. Untap Soul Ring for 3. Up to 3. Land. Talisman. 5. Wow. Off of Ragavan, and he still hasn't even made his treasure, and he drops Metal Worker? Holy smoke. Of course, Mishra's Workshop straight into Metal Worker. That's nothing, right? Oof. Man, that is insane. You look at everybody's table, and you look at the Kefka table with his 1 land in Norman Osborn. And it's funny because Kinnan is pointing, hey, the table is actually super busy on the other side, so please look at Vivi and look at Zirda. And there he is with 8 mana on turn 1. He's gonna have 8 mana on his turn. So he's trying to politicking around, and the Vivi player says, yeah, sure, you play Kinnan and you just fart and then everything's going out and you cannot stop Kinnan right after that. So please hold it in. What does Osborn do? When Norman Osborn deals combat damage, he connives. Okay. Connives, Praetor's Grasp. Praetor's Grasp, not copying. It would have been nice to actually just Praetor's Grasp and let the Wandering Archaic resolve. Mox Diamond being dropped. Thinking about pitching a Gemstone Cavern. Of course, Gemstone Cavern turn 2 is actually bad, but could be worse. Drops an Arcane Signet. Drops the, doubles the MDFC land. Kinnan, after politicking around, just passes. Cracks, the Vivi player will crack his Mishra's Bauble. I think he looks at the top, and on his turn he draws a 2nd card. Ooh, Grand Abo. Well, saying that he has Grand Abo on his top. Ooh. So the politicking is actually working, because he said to the Kinnan player, I would not go all out, balls to the walls. And he actually is respecting that. Ophidianite, casting Ophidianite, mostly targeting Vivi. Ophidian Eye is an enchantment, so there's no trigger. This could be going crazy. Starts with the Vivi trigger. So threat or no threat, the biggest issue is, and all Vivi player could say the same, whenever they cast Ophidian Eye or Curiosity, they are the utmost target. Pinky Swear, Pongify on the Vivi, and Wandering Archaic Trigger, they are also targeting the Vivi. They want that Vivi out. Absolutely understandable. So unless he has 2 counterspell, he is kind of cooked. So Vivi will activate the mana. Vivi, is Vivi a 1 color? Vivi, any combination? What did they change between... Oh, so in the arena they changed it from 0 to tap, but it doesn't have the activate only during your turn. Cast Jeska's Will. Wandering Archaic just deciding to make 3 mana but will do nothing with it. I love that the Pongify gave him a Krabby. Did Vivi bullshit the table saying that he had a Grand Abo on his top? Ragavan could connect where Kefka gets a land from the top of his library. He's not gonna be as lucky all the time. 1/2 Grand Abolisher. Question is, what can he do more? Hard casting Mindbreak Trap the Grand Abolisher. Okay. Does he pay for... Ooh. Making a bunch of colorless. 1/1. Untimely Malfunction. So I was wondering what he had, because as you see, the mats are are actually zoomed in and reframed properly. So I didn't see what he had, and it is a Untimely Malfunction. So he, on the Mindbreak Trap, he had to tap out, pay for the Wandering Archaic, and he did the Untimely Malfunction so that the Mindbreak Trap targets the Untimely instead of targeting the Grand Abo. And right after Zirda casted Arquebus Vogma. So the board is actually insane. So people are worried about the Zirda player, and he has a bunch of stuff. But you need to watch out for the player that talks the most. Diplomacy is one thing, politicking is one thing. The player that keeps yapping around the table saying, oh, this is this and this and this, is usually the guy that has the most to hide. I've had that with, I was thinking about a player, and they are one of the better player in our region. They are always pointing at whatever is and could be an issue, and at that point it's and they always win because they're pointing people's attention somewhere else. So if somebody talks too much, be suspicious. Norman Osborne attacking, dealing combat damage to Vivi, conniving. So Vivi cannot win out of nowhere. Kefka could win out of nowhere if he had... So Kefka is a Grixis deck. He has 3 mana. 3 mana could give him Toro Call, Demonic Consultation, and win. Kinnan is a little bit different, but Kinnan only needs Basalt, Monolith, and Vivi right now is technically out of the game. Kefka is, unless he's really lucky, out of the game also. Conniving, dropping Bergie. 1 and 2. Flesh Duplicate. Sure. What is he gonna be duplicating? Copying Wandering Archaic, which is something. 1 for Soul Ring, and passes. So for a little while, double Wandering Archaic. Get ready to see spells copied all over the place. Unconturable Tezzeret. Unconturable Tezzeret will get him a Basalt. He searches his library, so Archivist will trigger draw life, a draw card, draw life, gain a card. So Basalt on board. It's all fine and dandy to have infinite card list, but what are you doing with it? Drops Thrasios, and yeah, with Thrasios you just go and draw your library. So with Thrasios and infinite colorless, what's gonna happen is He will flip. He will show a land. If it's a land, it goes on the battlefield, otherwise it's gonna go into his end. Plays Mirage Mirror. So the trick with Mirage Mirror is, so yeah, Mirage Mirror allows you to make an infinity amount of activation, and then when you've got an infinite activation of Mirage Mirror, you target Basalt, a land, Basalt, a land, Basalt, a land, Basalt, a land. So that way you can tap your land to get a mana. Then you as it changes to Basalt, you can untap it. Then you can, when it becomes a land, tap the land, untap the Basalt, tap a land, untap the Basalt. I'll do the infographic on the board. And that way he can get infinite colored mana. Right now I believe he's just going through his library, because he doesn't have a multicolored land. So he's going through his library trying to figure out something. Well, he's trying to go get a jewel land. So now he has his breeding pool. Now he can do his shenanigans. Congratulations to the Kinnan player. Even though this is what I was saying. Yapping can make you suspicious. You don't hear it, but I've heard the Kinnan player chat all game long. Bottom left and Vivi were well, all three. He spoke like 2 times more than all the other 3 together, and Zirda had Basalt in hand. So, yep, that was a close one. Thank you everyone for being here. Of course, please like and subscribe. If you learned anything, please leave a comment below. I'll be happy to have a chat with you. And of course, cEDHcanada.ca. You can go on our pairing software. It is free to join. We will. You can go and look what. Not only the pairing software, but in your profile, you'll be able to see who you played against and what you played and your winning ratio. So cEDHcanada.ca, we are there and we are happy to help people out. And congratulations again to the Kinnan player. Thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you guys next game.